So when you're setting up a peer learning model, there's a couple of different ways you can go about it. So the first one that seems most familiar to us is peer instruction, which is just literally of the group, learners work together to solve a problem, to explore a concept, usually with one leading the group or changing off in between those groups. But that's why I kind of put up the icon of leading a group through a more of a standard kind of instructional approach, sort of a direct instruction approach, if you will. But some other methods I think are super curious and that you may not be as familiar with are these other three. So cascading groups. Cascading groups are where you have learners that initially start off in a group of a particular size. In the diagram that or the illustration that I have there, it just goes from smaller to bigger, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. But the idea with this is that a group of learners will learn a particular information, task, domain together, and then start teaching that to other groups of people and building the groups or building the community of knowledge and building out the knowledge base that way. It reminds me of the old Vidal Sassoon commercial of I tell two friends and they tell two friends and so on and so on and so on. I have definitely used that at Oracle. That's one of the ways that I taught people how to create really good explainer videos was by basically teaching a few people who taught a few more people and taught a few more people. And then they also built on the knowledge from there. Teach back. Teach back is actually where I'm going with reciprocal teaching. So that's a great one, Leanne. Yeah. So yeah. And the trainer model is usually something much more specific than that relative. But in the case of peer teaching, it can be that same kind of an approach, right? Where teachers will teach each other using questioning, using predicting, summarizing, clarifying techniques. That's more of a reciprocal kind of teaching approach. And then the last one that I skipped over there, the jigsaw method, which I love this and I've used this one a lot. So jigsaw is when you've got a defined group of people. So if you've got a class of maybe, let's say 12 people, you divide them into groups of 3 or 4. They break out and study different topics or different areas of a related topic. And then they come back together and then teach to the other groups in the jigsaw their pieces. So that is often used in more of a traditional K-12 or higher ed classroom situation, but it certainly works really well in corporate learning situations as well. So these are all models that you can Google and you can learn more about if you're interested in, because again, the things that we tend to default to are the things we're already familiar with, but the other methods are also very, very effective. So, and especially, like I said, cascading groups has been a godsend for me, as has been the jigsaw method. It actually can save you a lot of time as well, because instead of having to plan a curriculum where everything rolls out in kind of a linear fashion, you can actually work more non-linearly, and you can actually get people up to speed on something a lot quicker using one of these methods, which is super cool.